Seems so dark. I hope it's not dark for my viewers. Okay, that looks a little brighter. That looks a little brighter. Oh, morning, Chip. Oh, wet metal. Nothing wakes you up in the morning than sitting on a wet metal picnic table. I mean, I don't know if that's true. An alarm clock wakes you up better than that. Probably a rooster. Noisy roommates. But a wet metal picnic table certainly helps for those that are watching foggy-eyed. Another thing is sitting under a tree that occasionally is dripping drops of cold water on you. Made me chuckle. Made me think God's telling me something. God's telling me to get up, wake up, wake up. Hi, Mark. Hi, Mortgage Zeus. Mark from London is in. See, that's not fair, Mark. Well, I mean, life's not fair. And I think if we learn that life's not fair and life's going to be challenging and you got to roll with the challenges and take the punches and pull yourself back up, life's going to be better. So Mark from London, who's 7 hours ahead of where I am at, must be 1 o'clock, I'm guessing, in Mark's time, in London time. So he's been up, he's had his lunch, he's had his spot of tea, he maybe has had some crumpets, and he's maybe drinking some coffee. Good morning, Roger. And good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Monday morning. I think Mondays. Most people get a case of the Mondays. I think Mondays are always exciting to me. Kind of a reset, a new start. Go get 'em. It's Monday. Yeah. It's Monday morning. It is July 8th. It is 6:09 a.m. Happy Monday. It's a little show I've been doing for quite some time. It's a show about me talking. It's a show about sharing some experiences, sharing some ups and downs that we have in life, sharing some feelings. But for those that have been watching a while, you know it's not just a show about me talking. You know it is also a show. And by the way, I bought this about a week and a half ago, my little silicone, colorful Yellowstone thermos. Pretty pleased with it. It's working out real well. Doesn't keep coffee as hot as the Yeti because I can feel the heat coming out from the thermos. But it still's got a lid. It keeps the coffee hot for a period of time, and it's much less likely to spill. So I'm happy about my cup. I hope there's something in your morning that you're as excited about as I am about my cup. It's a groovy thermos. It is. Somebody called it, said I was supporting pride. You know, I'm not. I think we should all be proud. But I didn't buy this with any intent for anything. So, anyway, it's a show about me talking, but it's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot silicone thermos of coffee in front of me, and I am so excited to take my first sip on this Monday morning. My hope is that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, that you have a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. I wait tables in Yellowstone, and I had a customer last night. How'd I sleep? I slept okay. Wait a minute. We need to make sure that all realtors are investigated thoroughly. Mike Mahoney's worried about my safety. Somebody from Latvia, the Baltic states are hopping on. But again, Mike Mahoney's worried about my safety. Because and I understand. I was a realtor for 17 years. I have my thoughts. I'm going to share them. Sometimes they upset people, but I'm not trying to upset anybody. And I'm not saying, what realtors don't get is, I'm not saying realtors are overpaid per se, because most realtors are broke. Most realtors are broke and are running around trying to find customers all day. And that's what they do for a living. I used to tell people I was a realtor and they thought I was showing houses all day, every day. If I was showing houses all day, every day, I would have sold 3-4 houses a week. And at the current pay structure, I would have made over $1 million, you know. But the current pay structure is broken, and most realtors spend 95% of their time marketing themselves, not trying to sell a house, but trying to sell Ken Tracy real estate, you know. And that's the problem. It seems so inefficient to me. So I'm not anti-realtor. I know they provide some value. I do. But I just realized in my career as a realtor for 17 years that I spent so little time in front of customers and so much time looking for customers and sending out flyers and going to the post office and putting up open house signs and cold calling and knocking on doors. And I was in front of actual buyers and sellers of homes maybe 5% of my work effort during the week. I put ads on Facebook. I did social media. I cold called. I knocked on doors. And I'm not anti-realtor, but I've spoken out about the part of the problem with, and I don't want to get too far into this because, like Mike said, I might end up whacked by a realtor that doesn't understand. I'm saying they probably work too hard for the money. But the work isn't efficient work. They're running around trying to find customers because there's too many damn realtors and not enough people moving. You know, I'm going to make up some numbers, but if you got 1 million people moving in 1 year, you don't need 2 million realtors. But anyway, I appreciate you worrying about my safety, Mike. Those are some of my most popular videos. Roger asked, did I enjoy Bozeman? I've been there before. Good ice cream parlor. Roger, I loved Bozeman. I love Bozeman. For anybody new, I'm working in Yellowstone. I grew up in the western suburbs of Chicago. I had a whole bunch of expenses this summer and less income to cover my expenses and keep a roof over my head. One of my very kind watchers who's on this morning said, hey, you should go work in a national park. So I did, and I rode my scooter out to a national park, Yellowstone National Park. Maybe you've heard of it, and have been waiting tables for the last 6 weeks. The work is good. I work hard. The hours are plenty. I'm working full time as a waiter, which I've never done before. It's exhausting. The pay is pretty darn good. The housing and the food is low cost. But it is hard living in a national park. There's very few people around. The people, there's a lot of people, but they're all just passing through. And the people that live here are the employees. And I love most of the employees, but it's such a small group of people. We're such a small little community of employees here that it's nice to get out of the park and experience the world. And I experienced the world this weekend and went to Bozeman, which is a town in Montana, about 90 miles north of here. And it's in some really beautiful country. It's kind of in a flat area. I don't know what the elevation is to Bozeman, but it's in a flat area, but there's mountains all around. So if you wanted to hike or you wanted to fish or you wanted to whitewater raft or climb a mountain or do whatever you do in the mountains, I mean, you could see them. They're all around. They're right there. But they also had a lot of the niceties that I've grown accustomed to growing up in the western suburbs of Chicago, like Starbucks, like Target, like restaurants and bars that have normal people. I hate to say it, normal people, as if I'm not a normal person. But again, there's two types of people where I live. There's the employees and there's the tourists. But in Bozeman, it's a real town with a community and people going to school and kids playing baseball games and groups of teenagers going to Starbucks and doing whatever the heck teenagers do. But here there's no groups of teenagers. There's no kids going to school. There's no women pushing strollers down the sidewalk and walking their dog or going to the community pool or going to Boy Scouts or going to just all the things that I'd grown accustomed to. There's either people working or there's tourists that are passing through. And it's a real weird experience. I mean, it's been good, and again, it's allowed me to cover my financial expenses or my costs, my obligations, and save a little money. But it felt so good to go to Bozeman. I'll tell you, the people look different there. The people look different there. Again, yeah, it felt like a suburb of Chicago with mountains. And I'll tell you what, I think I'd really enjoy living in a suburb of Chicago with mountains. So let's have a little more coffee. Speaking of coffee, there was a lot of controversy. One of the nice things, and one of the tough things about living here, by the way, is you eat in the same cafeteria every day. And you eat with the same people every day, and you eat on the same trays every day. And sometimes you just want something a little bit different. And there isn't really different here at the national park. It's same. It might even be good. Some might even think it's great. But it's still same. And the coffee here, just staying in a hotel room and making my own coffee was wonderful. Even though it came out in these little bags of coffee. And that was a cheap little coffee maker. It was still wonderful making my own coffee. And this morning I woke early. I worked last night. I didn't get home till almost 12 o'clock. But I woke up about 5:15 this morning. My heart was pitter-pattering. I was... Mike asked, do they still make employees wear a name tag with their home state below their name? They sure do. I think that's neat, actually. I think if I was a tourist, I think I would think that's pretty cool. I think it is pretty cool. I like that. I'm Ken, Illinois. Some people think my last name is Illinois. It's not. It's Tracy. But anyway, yeah, we all wear our name tags and what state we're from or what country we're from, because we have a lot of foreign employees as well. My roommates are both from Romania. It says their name and Romania underneath it. And I think it's kind of a neat experience for tourists. And they ask the waiters, they lie about their hometown, huh? But where was I? Oh, the coffee. The coffee. I tell you what, when my contract is up here, my contract's scheduled to be up in October. I can't wait to go home, wherever home will be, hopefully close to my kids, and buy a bunch of different bags of coffee, and buy Starbucks Sumatra, and buy pumpkin spice, and buy cinnamon dolce, and whatever the heck kind of coffee I want, because I miss it. You miss some of the tiniest little things living in a national park, and coffee's one of them. This morning I went to the cafeteria. Oh, I had an employee or a customer last night, and I can let her say this because it won't be me complaining. It was her. I don't know. The subject of coffee came up, and she goes, the coffee's here horrible. It's horrible. It's brown water. And she's been drinking the coffee from the dining room and the coffee from the hotel. And that's superior. Let me tell you, that's superior coffee to the coffee the employees get in the cafeteria. I know, because I got a sweatshirt that says Coffee with Ken. I work in the dining room, and I consider myself somewhat of a guy that drinks a lot of coffee and can distinguish the taste difference. And the cafeteria coffee hardly even tastes like it's it's warm, and I pour it in, and I see that it is brown, but you do not get the wholehearted flavors of the Sumatra coffee, and you certainly don't get the delightful fall hints that come with the pumpkin spice or the Christmas flavor or the peppermint mocha. Oh, my mouth is watering. Just half of my show was me taking that first sip, going like this, and going, People called it a coffee-gasm when I would sip my coffee because the experience was so good. Now I just take my sip and go, But worse than that, this morning, the regular coffee comes out of the left side of the coffee maker, and the decaf comes out of the right side traditionally. And the bags sit up on top, and the regular coffee's on the left, and the decaf's on the right. But as I was preparing to pour my coffee, I realized the tap on the left said decaf and was the orange tap. And the tap on the right in the cafeteria was the black tap, which would mean regular. But everything else was the way it was. The bags were on the left, the regular bags were on the left, the decaf bags were on the right. So I'm wondering, were the taps wrong or were the taps right? Do you know what I mean? Was the coffee on the left truly decaf, or was it just a tap that said decaf and the person that put on the taps didn't know the difference? And let me tell you, as a guy that's not afraid to talk and struggles with anxiety and has a sweatshirt that says Coffee with Ken and does a coffee show every morning, this is important. And I get everybody in the whole cafeteria involved and wondering and asking their opinions and going, I don't know. What should we do? What should we do? And hopefully my bosses aren't watching, because I did one of these. I looked around, didn't see my bosses there, and I darted into the dining room kitchen and filled up what I knew was regular coffee into my hot coffee this morning. So I'm drinking the good stuff, and I'm drinking the regular coffee. I threw caution to the wind and knew what I wanted and knew what I needed. And on this Monday morning, Coffee with Ken wanted and needed caffeinated coffee. So here we are. So that's why you watch this show, for such exciting stories. RJ wants to know if I felt naughty. All my life I feel a little bit naughty. I mean, I'm pretty much a rule follower, and I don't like to get yelled at or be in trouble. And I've always been a pretty good kid, but I'm not a perfect kid. I'm willing to, I don't steal, I barely swear, but this wasn't stealing or swearing. I was just aware that I wasn't on the clock. If I'm on the clock, I can drink that coffee. I felt a little naughty. Coffee makes you regular. Well, Roger, I'm not going to talk much about that, but I'm glad it does. Regularity is important, and I'm glad it works for you. Way to go! Way to go! Wow. I tell you, a man, I hate to call him a little old man, but I mean, he's mid-70s at least, is running by in a white t-shirt and gray pants and gray shoes, and he's running. He's running. He's running. I mean, he's at least mid-70s. I mean, he could be 80s. I mean, I bet he's in his 80s, and he's running through Yellowstone. I mean, he wasn't the fastest runner I've ever seen. But holy smokes, he looked good. Anything cool I see at Target, oh my gosh. Nice looking people. People dressed not to go to work or not to be tourists. A big party-sized bag of peanut M&Ms. Oh, and let me tell you, I bought it. I bought the party-sized bag of peanut M&Ms. It did not make it 24 hours. It did. So if you see me getting fatter in the next week, it's because this weekend I consumed a party-sized bag of peanut M&Ms, and they were tasty. Everything I saw was cool at Target. Everything I saw, it was so fun just pushing a little red cart through the aisles and going, hey, I'm in humanity. I'm not at the national park. I could go buy some soap, which I did. I usually use Irish, this is going to be fascinating for you. I usually use Irish Spring soap. I'm a man that lives in a dorm. I usually they come in 3-packs of soap. And let me tell you, a 3-pack of soap lasts me, I don't know, 3 months or so, I'll just guess. But there were no 3-packs of soap. There were only these big, like 12-packs of Irish Spring. Wasn't in the mood. In Bozeman, who riding his scooter to Bozeman to buy a year's supply of Irish Spring soap. So I changed my brand and bought a different type of soap, and I'll experience you. I'll share the experience as I first use it, how the scent is, and if my skin stays Irish Springy fresh. Bars of soap, liquid soap or bar of soap. I buy the bars of soap. Everything, Atwood said, everything comes in bulk now. Well, you still can get the 3-packs, but you're right. I think the choices are less, and the prices have gone up, and it's easier for the companies to package. The packaging's probably at least half the cost. So to keep prices down on a per bar of soap basis, they put 12 in a package and ship them. This is Economics with Ken on a Monday morning. Good morning, Rich Sternicle. We're talking of bars of soap and things being packaged in bulk and my experience in Bozeman, Montana. I would love if my kids, I'd probably miss a lot about the suburbs of Chicago. But if I could get my kids to move to Bozeman, Montana, I think that would be a neat place. Yellowstone's a great place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live here because there's just not enough choices. I eat at the same place every day. I'm either going to hike, fish, or drink alcohol. And since I don't drink alcohol, that leaves hiking and fishing. But Bozeman was really nice, and I really enjoyed it. Be a van life family. Well, Roger, I Kenomics. That's a great term. Get the whole family there. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I'd love to, because, yeah, Bozeman's really cool. Bozeman's really cool. They've got it's warmer there than here, so the elevation must be lower. But again, it's got that dry mountain air, the blue, bright blue or dark blue sky. All the niceties, such a cool downtown, tons of bars and restaurants and shops and normal. And again, I'm not normal. I'm an employee here at Yellowstone, so I don't look normal anymore. I'm transforming into a Yellowstone employee. Look away. Or a tourist. But normal-looking humans doing normal-looking life stuff. And I'll tell you, you'll look different when you're a soccer mom and taking your kids to soccer practice than you do if you're camping down at the campground. And a different type of people camp at the campground. Families don't often come here. There's occasional families, but there's not a lot of families. And since have kids and feel like I aspire to be part of a family, being here feels like I'm missing something. So, yeah, or homeschool. But I'm feeling good. It's Monday morning. I woke with some excitement this morning. I've only got working on like 5 hours of sleep. I worked hard last night. It was Sunday night. I was fairly busy. I was reasonably stressed, and I was physically tired when the shift was over. It's funny because every shift, there's moments when you're waiting tables, not every shift, but most shifts, of almost panic where I can't keep up and I can't get everything done that needs done, and what the heck's going on, and I'm no good at this. And let me tell you, I talk a lot on my show about mental health, and I've struggled with anxiety and fear and worry all my life. And being a waiter taxes and puts pressure on my emotional state in ways, jobs that people would think are much harder in a lot of ways would not. But just juggling all the things in your mind, things that are not life and death, I'll tell you. But if I tell a customer that I'm going to get them some more iced tea, I feel very responsible to get them that iced tea. But as I'm going from the table, 12 other people are saying, hey, I need this. Hey, bring us the check. Hey, our food. Where's our food? Hey, I ordered that beer. Or, hey, I want dessert. And in my anxious, worried mind, I'm going, tea, check, dessert, beer, greet table. And I'm going, every shift. And I'm looking around, and some of the waiters look so much more confident than me. And I talked to a friend waitress of mine last night, she's a coworker, nice woman, and explained my sense of panic every shift. And she said, well, if you're not feeling that way, you're not waiting tables. Made me feel better that everybody feels it at times. Made me feel better. RJ wants to know how the ride was from Bozeman to Mammoth. I appreciate you bringing that up. It was spectacular. Not all the way to Mammoth, but I will tell you, the land from Bozeman to Livingston, Montana is gorgeous land, is beautiful land. And if it's what I dreamed Montana should be. It's set in foothills / mountains. It's rolling. It's ranches. It's farm roads that you barely see any other traffic on, that I could scooter all day. It's people, and there must be a thing in Montana. You've seen bicyclists and group of bicyclists in Montana. They're these people, but they're on cross-country skis on wheels, cruising through these farm roads in massive groups, and they were all over. But it was beautiful country. It was 5 miles to the west of Bozeman, and I was going, wow, this would be a cool place to live. A lot of land, a lot of beauty, and a lot of nature. 5 miles from everything that Bozeman offers. And it was a beautiful ride, and there was almost no traffic. And I felt like I was weaving through farmland, but it wasn't farmland. I mean, it was Montana farmland with cattle and hills and mountains, and it was beautiful. Maybe when I put down roots in Bozeman with the family, you can get a less taxing job, syndicate this on local TV or radio, or do public speaking or interviews, or be a pastor. Well, I like all the thoughts, Roger. A lot of good thoughts. And every day somebody says, do a podcast, do public speaking. I don't know. I believe in the power of the internet and in the power of social media. And yes, or a podcast. I only have 24 people watching right now live. But it's Monday morning, and most people in the world are getting ready for their lives, for their Mondays. And some of my videos, even with a total social media audience of maybe 60,000 people right now, some of my videos get seen more than 1 million times. And my thought, and I stick to it, and I'm not sure why I want to go to a studio and do a podcast when I can do it in my PJs in my hotel room in Bozeman, Montana. Keep growing coffee with Ken. How many total followers do you have across all your channels? Yeah, I don't think I need to leave Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. I don't think people understand. Broadcasting should be my gig, says Atwood. I'm broadcasting right now. And I don't even think my viewers get it. Because my viewers who are on Instagram watching me right now are telling me to go somewhere else and go do a podcast. But you're already watching me. Why do you and I want to go over there and do a show? We're already doing it. So my thought, and I could be wrong, is just keep growing the crap out of this. I'm coming up on 38,000 viewers on Instagram. What day is it? It's July 8th. Why don't we set a goal? How about in 2 months, I have 50,000 viewers on Instagram. September 8th, I want 50,000 viewers. Atwood said, because it would be more money. How do you know? Why would it be more money? I'm not sure that it would. I don't know that it would. I mean, nobody really in the know has ever said a podcast would be more money. I mean, Atwood, I don't mean disrespect. Atwood 4, I don't even know your real name. You're just Atwood 4 to me. So I'm not sure if you're an expert on podcasting or not, because there's a lot of money in podcast, TV, etc. At least we're having a good discussion about it. Isn't there a lot of money on YouTube? What's that guy's name? He makes like $100 million a year on YouTube. What's his name? We don't even know his name. But I think there's a lot of money to be made on social media. And my audience is on social media, and I'm here on social media. Not Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan has a podcast. Joe Rogan has a podcast. He makes a lot of money. Yeah, but what's the guy on YouTube? Mr. Big or something? Mr. Big, is that his name? He makes like $100 million on YouTube. And I'm not Mr. Big. Is that his name? I don't even know if it's his name. Yeah, Joe Rogan. I would go TV route, more consistent pay. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast makes like $100 million, probably more, on YouTube every year. I don't want $100 million. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, I guess I'd take it. If I did, I'd buy a huge ranch in just west of Bozeman, I guess. But I think there's money to be made here, and it's not about the money. I mean, I'd like to touch an audience, because I don't think I've talked about anything really serious today. Oh, that's a sweet looking SUV. It's a Wonder. I don't know. It looks nice though. But it's not about the money. I do think I have some experiences that can impact and help people. I think I talk about sobriety and Yellowstone and mental health and relationships and financial ups and downs. But I think that's the impact that this show makes. I think any money I may or may not make is just a side thing, even if it's a huge side thing. And I'm telling you, I want our goal. I want you in on this goal. Let's have 50,000 followers on Instagram within 2 months. I don't think that's hard. 2 months is 60 days. I mean, that's 12,000. That's 200 a day. It sounds maybe a lofty goal, but I think we can do it. I like to say we. I like to have you guys involved. I think if I was you guys, and I put all 26 of you that are currently watching as a you guy, I'd want to know what goes on behind the scenes. And I share the behind the scenes and the viewership and the money and the goals and stuff, because I think it's part of the process and it's part of the fun. And I think if I was watching, I'd know. And I think business is interesting. And it doesn't matter whether I was working at Target or working at a restaurant or working as a stockbroker or working as a realtor. I've always been kind of fascinated with business and making money, not for money itself, but just for the game of life. And I've always enjoyed games and winning and competition. And money's kind of a fun way to keep score. So I'm fascinated by it and how it can grow and investing and that sort of thing. So I'm interested in the business aspect of this as well. So I'd be curious, is CWK a community? I don't know. We are this morning. We're a small little intimate group of 25 drinking our coffee on a Monday morning together, sharing experiences. Granted, mostly my experiences. But if you guys want to share your experiences, you guys could start your own show too. Atwood wants me teaching economics at local college or high school. Again, I'll say this, Atwood. I appreciate your perspective. But if I really wanted to teach economics, I think this is the platform I would do it on. I would do economics with Ken on social media. If I wanted to teach it, and I wanted to teach finance or real estate or interest or mortgage loans, I would come here. I wouldn't want to go to a high school and ask, "Hello, Mr. Principal. I want to teach economics in your school." Then he'd say, "Well, fill out an application," and then they'd do a background check, and then they'd do various interviews, and then I'd blah, 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 blah. I would start teaching economics on social media today if I wanted to teach economics. Roger says, why not Patreon? Okay, well, Chip, I appreciate that. Roger says, why not Patreon? I don't know, because I think I'd feel bad asking you to pay $1 a month to subscribe to my channel. I'd feel bad about that. I'd rather give it, whatever it is, away for free. That's my thought. I'd feel bad asking anybody to pay $1 a month. Not that I don't think there's value in it, but I think the real power is giving it away for free. Because my end goal isn't 50,000 viewers on Instagram, it's 50 million. And I got the chills when I said it, but I mean it. And it's not a goal, and I'll be fine if it's 50,000. I'll be fine with the impact I'm making. But I think the power of social media is that I have barely scratched the surface. And that if I can find 22 people or 24 people that want to wake up with me on a Monday morning and drink some coffee, I can find 2,500. Sheila says, working at school would give you stability, benefits, paid vacation. But I'm telling you, Sheila, and I appreciate this. Hello, Evie. Mwah. My little daughter's watching. She thinks I'm FaceTiming. Hi, Evie. Hi, Augie. Mwah. Blowing kisses. My kids are watching. My two little ones. My littlest one, beautiful girl named Evie. I say she's a year and a half, but she's actually, I don't know, 8 or probably 20 months now, 21 months maybe. She's starting to talk. I heard her say mama. I heard her say mama on the FaceTime yesterday. Kind of made me cry because she's growing up and I'm not there. But it was nice to at least share it and see her smile and go ba 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 ba. And see her watching Trolls, and I don't know, that she's going to be a big, beautiful girl. She is a little beautiful girl right now, but she's going to be beautiful. And it's nice to see. But anyway, real quickly back to this, because Sheila said I would have benefits working at a high school. I think there's benefits to this. And I think, and I have said this from the beginning, the people watching on social media don't even understand the power that is social media. And I mean that, and I don't mean any offense at all. But I believe that if I can find 25 people to watch, I can find 2,500 and I can find 25,000 all on these platforms. And Facebook has 3 billion people on it, and YouTube has 1 billion, and they all have 1 billion people. And I'm just scratching the surface. And I think if I keep scratching that surface, I'm going to dig deep, and that my audience is going to be at 50,000 by September 8th. And fast forward a year or 3 years, it's going to be 500,000 or 5 million. And Patrick says social media doesn't give you health care benefits. True, but if the growth happens like I believe the growth can happen, do you think Mr. Beast is worried about health insurance, paying for health insurance? Or Joe Rogan is worried about paying for health insurance? Probably not. They can buy a whole health insurance company. And I might be delusional, and I might be a dreamer. But if on my gravestone it says dreamer, I think that'd be a pretty cool title to have. Because maybe I am a dreamer, and maybe I'm dreaming when I think my audience of 50,000 people can grow to 500,000 or 5 million. But I think it can. And I'm going to keep doing what I think changing to a podcast and saying, hey guys, come on, join me. I mean, I got my little daughter watching me right now. You know, I got RJ watching. I got Atwood 4. I got Roger Leone watching. I've got Chipbot watching. Why do you guys want us to go somewhere else? Let's just keep watching here. And I am telling you, if the growth happens, everything else will take care of itself. Everything will take care of itself. She's watching me over Rachel. Well, Roger, I think the best way to get financial stability is growing the crap out of social media while I'm waiting tables at a dining room and making a lot of money at the dining room. Yeah, that's what I think. I appreciate this discussion because I think it's interesting. I think there's jillions of podcasters out there that fail. And I think we're looking at Joe Rogan as this successful podcaster, but he's the most successful. I think my odds of success are greatest here on social media over switching platforms. I've got a platform that I know works, that I know is growing, and that I know is paying me money. And I'm going to keep growing this. I mean, we can keep this discussion going, and I didn't mean to berate you at all, but I feel pretty passionate about it and excited about it. And I know, again, back to the economics, if I want to teach economics, I'm not going to go apply at a school district. I'm going to open up economics with Ken on social media, and I'm going to teach economics through social media. And but I'm not going to probably teach economics. I'm going to teach life and experiences and talk about Bozeman and talk about mental health and waiting at tables and drinking coffee and living life and my beautiful daughter. Because I believe in the power of social media, and it works and it's cool and we're all on it right now. And I don't see any reason to move. But it is Monday morning, and it is 6:53, and the sun is rising in the east, and I am excited because I got a cup of coffee in front of me that I'm going to finish, and I'm going to edit some videos. I'm going to post my videos. Chipbot wants to know about an afternoon shift today. I have an evening shift. I'm working at 4:15, so I'll tell you what, the evening shifts are good. They're busy, they're hectic, they're stressful, they're long, but they're lucrative, and they also give me the day free, where I have a free day ahead of me till 4 o'clock. And then I'm going to go into work. I'm going to have, Mary says, more lives, please. I wonder about that because I could do this all day very easily. And a lot of me, sometimes I think, oh, do I post too many videos? Because I'll post 5, 6, 7, 8 a day. But part of me wonders, am I not posting enough? Something to think about. And I will think about it. And if I'm anywhere cool today, if I'm down at a coffee shop in Gardner, Montana, or if I'm riding my scooter through this beautiful country that I'm blessed to be in this season and can get an internet signal, I might hop on and go live. Anne-Marie wants to know if I've ever gone live from work yet. No, I haven't gone live. But I'm here, I can see my dining room there, and plenty of times I've had groups of waiters standing at the window waving at me, watching my live as I'm doing it. I don't know, I always worry, again, like RJ said, do I feel naughty? I try not to be naughty. I think some companies don't like people going live from work. And I'm often busy as heck at work. and am not just able to sit and talk. So I don't not believe that in my restaurant would be a good place to go live. But if I'm at a coffee shop or I'm at a cool place later today, I might hop on and go live and talk to you guys for a little bit, because I miss you guys too. And I miss you too. Oh, somebody said they're blessed to have found me. That's so sweet. Canadian Yellowstone edition. Kenneth on Yellowstone edition. Yeah. If I had somebody to go heat up my coffee, I'd keep talking. No. But I think it's best for me to do my lives I keep seeing these RVs drive by. So if I look distracted, I am. Because I keep seeing these RVs drive by. And I need to scrape together, let's say $50,000, and buy a 4-year-old. I think I might want a Mercedes Sprinter, because I am. Anne-Marie once said I am a brand snob, and maybe I am. And although the Ford Transit looks cool and the Ram ProMaster looks cool and they all look comparable, something about German automobiles I really have always liked. And because of that, I would like to buy a 5-year-old Mercedes Sprinter van, extra long and extra tall, and it would cost probably $50,000 to $75,000. Well, that's all I got about that. GoFundMe. Let's get him that Sprinter. Roger, you're the sweetest person. Hello. Are you guys hiking?
Oh, we're just headed to work.
Oh, you guys work here?
Yeah.
Do you work at the visitor center?
No, in vegetation.
In vegetation?
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk on a live podcast?
Right now we can't.
What do you do for vegetation?
A lot of different things.
Make sure the grass is growing?
Yeah, it looks good.
No, but I mean, do
Weeds out.
Do you fight the gopher holes?
No, that's not us.
That's not you. The gophers are cute, but there's a lot of holes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for doing what you do. The park's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye. Toasted coconut mocha. But, okay, you guys are talking about coffees that I don't have. That makes me jealous. It makes me jealous, and I don't want to be jealous. Morning, Joe. Cheers. Well, you guys are just kind of talking. You guys don't need me. I'm going to go get some coffee. Talk amongst yourselves. Have little ads pop up periodically. Remember to subscribe to Coffee with Ken. Good morning, Tommy John. I'm just signing off. And I am going to sign up. This has been sign off. This has been a real fun live. I hope my little beautiful girl Eve's watching, and my little nugget of love Augie is watching. Thanks for hopping on, Anne-Marie. I appreciate you guys for watching. It's Monday morning. Hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I hope your coffee is hot. I hope your spirit is feeling good today. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I hope you had a great, great weekend. And I hope you're feeling good. You're excited about your Monday. You're loving yourself. You're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.